If you're over 60, chances are no one has ever told you this. But the way you eat right now today could mean the difference between simply existing or truly living with energy, health, and vitality for years to come. And here's the part that might just surprise you. The foods that hold this kind of power, they're not hidden in overpriced pharmacies or fancy imported capsules. They're in the market, in the pot on the stove, in the kitchen of your childhood. It's simple, but no one's talking about it the right way. The truth is, the secret to turning back the clock, yes, reversing aging, lies in reintroducing foods that naturally boost your body's collagen production. And collagen, well, it's like the cement of youth. It holds everything together: skin, bones, muscles, joints. But here's the catch. After 60, your body starts slowing down the production. And when you don't replenish it, you begin to feel the cost. That soreness in your knees, the sag in your skin, the fatigue in your mornings, the deepening wrinkles, it all starts to add up. But take a breath, there's good news. This isn't about complex diets or unpronounceable supplements. We're talking about real food. Comforting, familiar, soul-nourishing food. Some of it might already be in your fridge. Others, they're about to become your greatest allies in aging with grace, strength, and vitality. And just wait until you discover one or two you never expected to be natural rejuvenators. Mary, 72, told me something that stuck with me. Ever since she started drinking bone broth every morning, she stopped hearing that strange popping sound in her knees when she stood up from the couch. Now, that may sound like an exaggeration, but it's not. Bone broth is rich in collagen, and when done right, it's like liquid gold for anyone wanting to heal from the inside out. In fact, more and more people are calling it gold in a bowl, and it's beautifully simple to make. Just simmer beef or chicken bones for hours with a splash of vinegar and a few natural herbs. That's the secret time. The longer it simmers, the more collagen it releases. And this collagen, it's magic in motion. It helps your joints move smoothly. It firms your skin. Even that gritty feeling in your hands when you wake up, it starts to fade. You know that rusty finger sensation in the morning? Yeah, that's where bone broth steps in like an elixir. Here's a tip. Make a big batch on Sunday, pour it into small containers, and freeze them. It's like having a personal rejuvenation kit waiting in your freezer. But what really amazes me, in ancient cultures, Eastern, Jewish, and beyond, bone broth wasn't just food. It was tradition. Wisdom passed down through generations. They aged with grace, strength, and soup. Coincidence? Maybe not. Because once you start looking at food with the reverence it deserves, you realize it's not just nutrition. It's a way of living longer, better, wiser. And there's one more familiar, delicious ingredient that might just help you do that. There's a certain smell that takes me straight back to my childhood. Simmering chicken, slow-cooked with saffron, garlic, and fresh herbs. You know the kind, Sunday lunch, grandma's house, laughter in the air. But here's the beautiful part. Beyond the flavor and the comfort, chicken is one of the richest natural sources of connective tissue, and that's where collagen lives. When you cook it right, especially with the skin and bones, it delivers a powerful dose of this youth-restoring substance. So eating chicken regularly, it's not just delicious. It's a smart strategy for living longer, stronger, and with more vitality. In Spain, my grandmother had a dish called calderita de pollo, a rustic chicken stew, cooked slowly with bone-in pieces and deep, soulful spices. And she used to say, "Bones on the plate, health in the body." Back then, I thought it was just an old saying. Now I understand it was the collagen doing its work. Strengthening joints, supporting skin, helping her age gracefully without sacrificing flavor. And the best part, you don't need fancy ingredients. A simple chicken from the local market will do the trick. If you're short on time, even roasted chicken with the skin on can be a wise and delicious choice. Just don't throw away the skin or those soft, cartilage-filled parts. For years, we avoided those bits, thinking they were too fatty. But now we know, when eaten in balance, that's where the magic lives. Because rejuvenation doesn't just come from pricey creams. It comes from what you put in your pot. And if you happen to enjoy seafood, well, you're about to discover another hidden gem. Here's something almost no one talks about. Collagen lives in the sea. Literally. Fish and shellfish, especially when you use the skin, the tiny bones, even the head, are incredible natural sources of collagen. And marine collagen, it's got a secret weapon. It absorbs faster than other types. It's like handing collagen the keys to your house. It goes straight in and straight to work. I'll never forget a trip to the coast with a group of older adults. The innkeeper made a simple broth using leftover fish bones. Nothing went to waste. And in that unassuming bowl of soup, there was more rejuvenating power than half the expensive supplements on the market. You can do the same at home. When you cook fish, don't toss out the scraps. Use them to create a rich, flavorful broth with garlic, onion, cilantro, whatever speaks to your heart. Your body will thank you. And so will your skin. And don't be fooled into thinking only fancy fish can help. Sardines? They're one of the most underrated treasures of the sea. Packed with omega-3s, calcium, and collagen in those tiny little bones, they're inexpensive, accessible, and surprisingly powerful. Even canned sardines, if preserved in water or olive oil, can be a solid option for your daily routine. And if eggs are already part of your breakfast, you'll love this next bit. Eggs, the humble kitchen hero. Always there. Easy. Affordable. Reliable. But here's what most people don't know. While eggs don't contain collagen directly, they carry something just as important, amino acids. Think of them as the building blocks your body needs to create its own collagen, especially the egg whites and that thin membrane inside the shell. Yeah, the one most people ignore. That little layer is packed with nutrients that support natural rejuvenation. I remember a man, Mr. Thompson. He swore by his daily ritual: 2 boiled eggs, a drizzle of olive oil, and a pinch of turmeric. He called it his fountain of youth. And you know what? His skin had that healthy glow you rarely see, even in people half his age. Eggs are also loaded with biotin, a vitamin that supports healthy hair, nails, and skin. So if your goal is to age gracefully, eggs deserve a permanent place on your plate, and not just at breakfast. And for those still afraid of cholesterol, here's the truth. Science has changed. 1 or 2 eggs a day, as part of a balanced diet, are more friend than foe. The key is variety. Hard-boiled, scrambled, poached. Each one brings new flavor, new texture, and new joy to the table. And speaking of comfort foods that are secretly powerful, there's one dessert from childhood that might surprise you. Jello. Yep, that wobbly, colorful treat we all grew up with. Turns out, it might be one of your best allies in the journey of aging well. Not the sugary, artificial kind, but the unflavored gelatin made from animal collagen. It's affordable, convenient, and when used with a little creativity, it becomes a nourishing and delicious dessert. You can blend it with fruit, herbal teas, or even yogurt. It's tasty and works quietly from the inside out to restore what time tries to take. I once met a woman named Judith. Every evening without fail, she made her magic gelatin. She'd mix unflavored gelatin with hibiscus tea and a few drops of lemon. Beautiful, refreshing, and part of her nighttime ritual. And here's the amazing part. Within a few months, her joint pain faded, and her skin looked noticeably more hydrated. That's collagen at work, improving skin elasticity and cushioning the joints. And the best part? You can make this a habit with 0 effort. Want a simple tip? Make a batch ahead of time and keep small portions in the fridge. So when that sweet craving hits, there's already a smart, nourishing treat waiting for you. But if you're ready to take it up a notch, let's talk about something a bit heartier. Good old beef. When chosen wisely, beef can be a powerful source of collagen. But the secret is not in the fancy cuts. It's in the ones people often overlook. Shank, neck, chuck with the bone, oxtail, beef feet. That's where the real magic is, deep in the connective tissues, where strength and renewal begin. It's not just about protein. It's about rebuilding. Giving your body exactly what it needs to keep your joints strong, your skin elastic, and your aging graceful. There was a woman I met deep in the heart of Texas. She made a beef stew that could bring tears to your eyes. Slow cooked for hours with muscle cuts, carrots, potatoes, herbs, and just a hint of bay leaf. No flour. No tricks. Just food doing what food is supposed to do. The meat would fall apart in the spoon. The broth thickened naturally, a true liquid gold. That wasn't just dinner. That was medicine. The kind you eat with joy. And if you're someone who loves convenience, there are options too. You can use a pressure cooker or a slow cooker if you have one. Even better, reuse the broth as a base for soups or risottos. That way, you're not just feeding your body, you're elevating every meal. Eating meat wisely is one of the steps to living longer and better. But the real secret, it lies beyond the meat itself. Sometimes the very thing we brush off as just a snack might be the missing piece in the puzzle of longevity. Let's talk about the quiet little stars hiding in your pantry. Nuts, seeds, and almonds. These small wonders are far more than fancy snacks. They're loaded with healthy fats and essential amino acids that help your body produce collagen naturally. That means, even without containing collagen directly, they act like fuel, feeding the fire of cellular renewal. If your goal is to age with vitality and grace, these little giants deserve a permanent place on your plate. I once met a 74-year-old woman who made herself a small bowl every afternoon. A colorful mix of walnuts, cashews, peanuts, and dried fruits. When people asked for her secret to glowing skin and a sharp mind, she'd smile and point to that bowl. Coincidence? Maybe, but science backs her up. Those good fats nourish your cells, protect your brain, and support collagen production, all of which help you age better, move easier, and feel lighter. Want to give it a try? Add a handful of nuts to your morning yogurt or oatmeal. Grind them up and sprinkle over fruit. Or make your own snack mix and keep it handy for when the munchies hit. It's delicious, it's functional, and it keeps you full too. With so many simple paths to rejuvenate from the inside out, the real challenge might just be choosing where to start. Now that you know all these powerful foods, tell me, which one will you add to your daily routine? Because learning is great, but living it, that's what changes everything. And between you and me, do you really want to keep feeling tired, achy, and watching your skin lose its glow? Or are you ready to take the wheel and begin reversing the clock with small, conscious choices? You deserve to age with health, independence, and the energy to enjoy every single day. Whether you're 60, 70, or 80, your body listens to what you feed it. And these foods, they're your way of saying, I'm ready for a vibrant new chapter. So tell me, which one surprised you the most? Which do you already use? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know. And if this helped you, imagine what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us as we explore in a fun and meaningful way how to truly rejuvenate, even after 60. Because yes, the best may still be ahead of you.